Alright, welcome back everybody to another Dragon Ball Legends video. We're going to be doing something a little different today, and we're going to be having a little bit of a discussion on possible Zenkais for units that people don't really care about. That includes my favorite unit. That includes my favorite unit, which is Videl here. And also my buddy Jahan's favorite unit, Bulma, which I believe it's the Bunny Bulma, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, Bunny Bulma. I'll be showing the characters on screen, so you could have an idea of which unit we will be talking about. So we're gonna be starting off with Videl here because if you've been to my channel in the past 5 years or so, Videl is pretty much the staple favorite character for me. I'm like super biased. I don't play any Dragon Ball game unless she's in the game. Period. So um, this is my 7 red Videl unit here, and as you could probably already guess, she hits like boo boo garbage. So I know that I've played with
The
her.
last rank should be eating at last rank.
Yeah, like unless you're fighting a lesser star team or maybe a very lightly defensed Gohan unit, you're not really going to be pulling her out with Zenkai 18 roaming around these halls.
I mean, Zenkai is just on another level, right?
So yeah, Videl's main gimmick back in the day, if you guys even remember her being on the banner, was she was your last one standing unit. She excelled when she had less than 50% health on practically everything that she did. So you wanted to always run her near critical health or below average health, which is not really something you want to have these days, because if you're running at half health, you're going to be Vegito blue to death, and there's nothing you can do about it. So, yeah, a lot of her kit is really outdated, and unfortunately, does not have its real place in the meta. I mean, you see me in my teams on my other videos. She is pretty much somebody that I have there for the sake of just, yeah, I have her at 7 red. You're not gonna see me play as her, but
I'm gonna flex a little.
yeah, I didn't spend all this time and money to get her that high just to not have her on the bench. So there's that. So with Videl here, let's take a look at her kit just very briefly. She has nothing special going for her for any of her strikes and blasts. Eagle Kick here deals major impact damage plus 10% to strike damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. Additional 15% to strike damage inflicted for 15 timer counts if the health is 15% or below. That is very negligible. So,
So,
especially if you land a super attack, you're most likely either popping in to do that attack and then you're sidestepping and probably swapping out again, or you're finishing your combo and you're not going to really do another follow up strike attack. So, yeah, and even the percentage buff in this meta right now is not enough to warrant, oh man, if I hit him with my super attack, my next attacks are going to be even better. That's just not going to happen. Any input on this? Because what will our main flow for this is we're gonna go through the cards, go through the main abilities, or sorry, the action cards, go through their ability, and then talk about how
yeah.
they can be improved, and then move on from there. So, Eagle Kick. Any opinion on that before we talk about any changes?
I mean, if they want to go with the percentage buff, I feel like they could increase the timer count.
Yeah, very much.
It's like 30 or so they can be backward.
Hmm. Now, I made a post on Amino way back when, and I said if they were to go ahead and Zenkai Videl here, her super attack, along with doing more damage, of course, I would really love it if for like maybe 2 seconds she could seal strike cards or seal blast cards, because that would make things a little bit more on the, yeah, you could use that strike to follow up because your opponent's confused that they can't follow up with a strike or a blast card after your
Two
super
won't
attack.
be, I feel like two counts won't be that impactful because they'll be kicked back to long range, right? By the time you connect it, I think two counts should be up.
So what, 5 counts?
Yeah, five count would be a lot more impactful.
Hmm. Good point. I would say
Like you can follow up with the tackle immediately and they'll be pushed towards.
hmm, that's actually pretty smart. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, to me, the super attack really only needs kind of like a gimmick effect that a lot of the other super attacks have.
Yeah.
To just kind of shut down if you're being aggressive towards an opponent. So, yeah, besides having a minor buff to the damage and the negligible effects that add to your strike cards, it's I think was it not locking was it yeah locking strike not strike blast cards would be the best course of action for Videl there because it stops her from getting caught from a distance and buys your team more time to build up vanish.
I
You
feel like if they want to Zenkai with him, I feel like she should have the opposite play style as opposed to the 18, so that people have a reason to run her over 18.
mm, I see.
Like 18 is like all rush. She just wants to end the fight as early as possible. She loses her buffs if she's last time. And then Videl could be a lot more, stalling kind of unit.
So are you insinuating that she would be like the de facto heavy tank, or I'm kind
You
of
know,
lost.
LF Gohan back in the day, he was not good early fight, and then last end game he was up. Like, he was that kind of unit.
Oh, so a unit that's kind of meh until they're the last unit standing.
Yeah, but then last stand ability would obviously burst it with the increased stats, and she's already getting 50 buffs.
Hmm. 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 I see. I see. Okay. Well, that does it.
She, she could buffer. They could buffer defenses up to like Zenka level 190k, like DKP has, and
Hmm.
then they could give her a 30% damage cut permanent.
Ah. Okay. Okay. I like that. I like that. Um. So moving on to her green. It's plus 20% to strike damage inflicted for 20 timer counts. Additional plus 15% to strike damage inflicted for 20 timer counts if health is 50% or below. So with this one here, I don't want to rip off 18 Zenkai, but because Videl is so strike oriented, I feel like there has to be something that does more for her strike, a strike buff when she activates the green. Heck, even give her a little bit of health recovery like the EX one does, because the twenty
Then if
percent.
you want her to be a stalling kind of unit, you do want.
Yeah, if anything, I think they should probably add health recovery. Probably maybe 15-20% health recovery. Um,
Yeah.
maybe oh would be really mean. Uh, health recovery and recovers vanishing gauge. That would be.
Oh, but uh, vanishing gate up to once would be alright. Yeah.
Yeah, that would separate her enough from the EX one to not completely rip off her gimmick, because
Yeah.
the EX one gains health and then does some one time damage cut for one attack, which I don't really rely on the green to do damage cut honestly, because you can get tap punched and then it goes away. So
I
it's
mean, Videl is already getting 30% from us,
mm,
which is it, how much does VB have? I want to check.
yeah. So
Yeah, but you do get 20%, and Vidal's getting like 30%.
mm,
I guess this was a gimmick back in the day, like he falls below 50, gets the buff, and then he could heal up 30.
just for the record, Jahan, you're kind of it's kind of hard to hear you a bit. I have my speakers maxed out, and there's kind of like a weird
Okay.
vacuum sound coming from your end whenever you talk.
I was saying, I believe the gimmick for her back in the day was you fall below 50, you get the buff, and then her main just has a massive heal, like 30%.
Yeah, that sounds like something that I used to do back when. Only problem with in that meta, the only problem in that meta was this was before tap. Was it what's the term for it when you lunge at somebody from medium distance? Uh,
Yeah.
I forgot. It's the one where you lunge at them at medium distance. That was before that mechanic was in the game. So a lot of the time when you were stuck in a combo, you are there. It was just a lot of dash dancing, with your combos. And if you got hit with Videl, well, oh well, I guess I'm going to 50% now. Okay, so yeah, definitely Green could use some health regeneration and maybe some Vanish Gauge. She would be 18's best friend if that was the case, because with 18 providing all those green cards and you spamming all those to get health and then Vanish Gauge back, you're pretty much guaranteed two vanishes. So,
I cannot see myself using two yellows when I was all at TRG7 Gohan and stuff.
that's why you need to get some Z equipment to counter against hybrids. Okay, so moving on to the next thing here. So main ability, unyielding righteousness. It's plus 35% to strike damage inflicted for 25 timer counts. Now, on face value from how old she is, this actually does feel like it does a difference, like visibly. You could do a difference with that
Yeah,
35%. I've seen when I've been playing. My apologies, I'm stopping in between the main ability here, but this 35% buff when I was playing co-op the other day against an element that's weak to her. I did a Rising
yeah.
Rush with somebody without using the main ability, and then later on I used the main ability, then Rising Rushed, and they did so much more damage. It was like, woof. I guess I should probably build her up before I do that. But
Yeah.
yes, and the 35% strike and then minus 5 tone strike arts card cost, which honestly, I don't think that needs to be changed at all because of this type of meta. It's really good to have cheap strike cards. And then
Yeah.
the best thing from her kit here is restores own health by 30%. All this here after 10 timer counts, which is not a very long wait time for her to pop this in. You let's say you unfortunately get uh infinite comboed through Vegeta Blue and he fails a Rising Rush on you. Well, you just got almost half your health back and you're not going to be tap
Yeah.
punched to death. So the 30 in terms of changing the main ability here, I think in the terms of this meta, I would say it's going to be bumped from a 35% to maybe 45, 50%. Into it's for 20 timer counts. She for her to hit that much and then of course
I mean,
switching.
it depends on our unique side. If our uniques are already giving a lot of buffs, then 35% is going to be.
Hmm. Fair point. Fair point. Um, and then I honestly, again, like I said earlier, the minus 5 don't strike cards cost. I don't see them changing that. I think they're gonna probably just keep it that way. And then
Maybe they could, like, instead of giving the heal on the green card, they could give her a unique where if your health falls below a certain point, 50%, and then she heals like 20%.
oh, so she only heals when she's under 50.
Yeah,
That's actually a pretty interesting mechanic if you think about it. That's actually pretty nice because at least
you
you're
wouldn't have to. You wouldn't have to rely on getting green card, right?
yeah, and that's 18's job for you. Okay. I think and also for the health restoration, uh, maybe for added 40%. I don't know how busted they actually want to make her because some Zenkais get the shaft, others get like super oppressive kits like 18 and Gohan did. So
Yeah,
you know
16.
it's up in the air how much health they actually want to give you. So I'm gonna just spitball here and say probably restores health by 50%. That would be that'd be incredibly good considering that they know if you go over 50%, you're losing a lot of buffs, but the trade-off is you have more survivability. Yeah, that's just a I would say a fair trade-off considering you're not
I
going to be
remember
hitting as
when
hard.
LF Goku got the
I love Goku. What?
and
Come again? I think we lost Jahan here.
breaking. Like what? 50%? Holy shit!
Okay, well, I guess we'll move on to Z ability here. From past stuff, they haven't really adjusted the Z ability from any unit. They've only added Zenkai abilities to it, so I think this is probably gonna be the easiest one to get through. I'm honestly feeling like it's gonna be yellow females, just based purely on that. If they really want to shaft Videl even harder, it's gonna be yellow Majin Buu Saga. It's the only
Hello?
thing.
Hello? What?
Wait, what? Oh, we lost him in the call here. Oh, disconnected. Ooh, yeah, we had a little bit of a hiccup here. You still there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. The last thing I said was, in my opinion, it should be yellow females, but if they really want to give her a harder shaft, is most likely going to be yellow Majin Buu Saga.
I mean, there's not been saga books for Senkai BTS.
But is there really another yellow unit that's Majin Buu Saga that's actually meta relevant?
Transforming Vegito.
Oh, that would be honestly funny because then that would force people to actually use Videl on a fusion team. Yeah, you'd be seeing that in a D free video. But yeah, I honestly think the smartest thing would be yellow females because there's just so much more synergy to be had there.
Yeah.
Any opinion on that, or do you just completely agree?
There are Zenkai ability being yellow female.
Yeah, the Zenkai ability, like the tags it would be supporting.
Yeah. You have said these can't be.
Okay, so we're almost wrapped up with Videl's card here. So we're going to be talking about the unique abilities here, which the two pre-existing
Yeah.
ones are Girl Talk here. When this character enters the battlefield, plus 30% to strike damage inflicted if a tag female warrior other than this character is a battle member. Additional plus 20% to strike damage inflicted if health is again under 50% or below. That is an entire unique here, and yeah, definitely you could see where in her prime as their card was, she was the character you want to have on standby, not your launch character, because you got a combo going, go into her, and you got like an additional 30, sometimes 50% damage, cutting
I
through.
can imagine. I can imagine when she launched and people were just looking to her kid, they must have been like, holy, what are all these damage? Like, because back in the day, this must have been this busted, right?
Oh, definitely it was. Honestly, well, I gotta stop saying honestly, but when I first pulled her, which is a different story for another day, um, I only had her at 3 stars, and yeah, at the time 3 stars was at a success rate because this was before Z power was readily available. So when you were matched up with somebody even with you, she had a really huge advantage, especially even in type neutral swapping in and you get the additional 30 to 50%. It showed. People like what was it? What was oh yeah, Broly. Broly was purple Broly, Super Bowl Broly. He was food for Videl at that time because she could do so much damage to him. But looking at it now with Zenkai, I'll start off here with what I think they could do to this ability here. I think they're most likely gonna just buff it up by maybe what 10 or 20%. So it's probably gonna be what 50% damage and an additional.
These days,
Go ahead.
these days damage buffs are just over the roof, you know? Damage buffs.
Yeah, damage
Like,
buffs, but I also think if
the,
oh go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, I was saying the other day, I was looking at the transforming Goten's kit, and I look at his first unique. It is the falling effects occur until transformation ends, 70% damage inflicted. And I'm like, okay, sure, 70%, decent-ish, I guess.
Well, I honestly think again again I gotta get rid of honestly here because I've been using that far too much. But one thing that I feel could be useful in this unique here besides having the percentage buff included is how would it be wacky? Just for just hold on here with me for a second. Would it be wacky if after a certain amount of time has passed in battle because of this unique, she can drop in and turn all her blast cards into strike cards?
You know what they could do?
What?
You know, as in the starters, she could be a stolly kind of unit until she's last stand.
Come again?
You know, at the start of the raid, I was saying she could be a stalling type of unit,
Yeah.
opposite from what 18 does.
Hmm.
So I think what they could do is give her card draw and not much damage buff until she's last standing. So she's basically just a Dragon Ball farming machine until some conditions are met.
That this is we're still talking about the first unique, right? So you want to add card draw speed?
Maybe on a third unit, Zenkai 3.
Zenkai 3. Definitely sounds like something. But for before we get to like the hypothetical Zenkai added uniques, I just want to quickly get through the first two that are actually established, and I
Uh-huh.
I think I guess if we're gonna be moving on after this, the girl talk one is
Do you think do you think they should remove this health restriction that it needs to be 50% or below?
well, if she's a stalling character, I think they'll probably want to balance her by not taking taking more less hits to take down. So that's probably why the health would probably stay around, the health restore.
Like health, I think the health would be perfect to add it right here on the first unit.
Mm. Mm. Okay.
Like additional 20% strike damage and 20% if health is 50% or below.
I see. Okay, well, moving on to the next, the last unique ability that's in her kit already. Before we get to the spicy hypothetical ones, it's Pure Maiden's Heart, plus 50% to strike damage inflicted when two allies are defeated, plus 20% to strike damage inflicted for 15 timer counts when faced with enemy character Gohan. Now, I had a big brain idea for buffing this build here. So I don't think 50% needs to change. But there are
Uh-huh.
two big major things I wanted to add here. The strike damage against Gohan. I think the bonus damage should be Gohan and Goten. And if you really want to stretch it farther, Pan.
Hybrid.
Yeah, it would make sense for Gohan and Goten because she trained with them, technically. And
Yeah.
we're dealing with a long haired Videl here. So it just kind of makes sense. And if you really want to just focus it on the Gohan family or the Gohan crew that she knows or associates with, it'd be Gohan, Goten, and Pan. Because we don't really have Nanti Pan in the game. So
I
that's
mean, I feel
one.
like the Gohan unique would be mostly useless since she's mostly using that against the Z7 Red Gohan would not take any damage either way.
True. However, I think
So hybrids do help a lot.
I think the biggest change here that would be a game changer for Videl here is that she should have going through the two allies when they're defeated. Just give her was it endurance. If she's the last woman standing,
Endurance,
give her endurance. Yeah.
I mean, that'd be kind of broken.
Well, if she will only get endurance if she's the last person standing, I would think that'd probably be the best way for her if she's matched up with, let's say, okay, let's put a scenario here. You get, you're fighting 3v3. You both take out two units. You know, one on the enemy, one on you, and
Yeah.
you manage to get yourself in a situation where you're 1v2. Videl is by herself. You manage to take out one person with your super attack. You used up a vanish. That person you know has a rising rush. Ready just to go ahead and use it on you because, well, you just used your vanish. But you have endurance. So even if the rising rush connects, you have a second chance to rebound and you have all these extra buffs. And most of the time, endurance puts you under 50%. So you're going to have all that loadout with you.
interesting idea.
And it would make sense. Again, I love how like this game likes to be play around with characters for how to make sense with their character and where they were in that show. And Videl, a lot of the time when she's by herself, she's kind of like doesn't want to die. She just wills it. It doesn't happen. Look at Broly. You never forget the Broly movie. She survived that. She could have died, but she didn't.
Yeah.
So like I think
Except the Majin Buu saga in which we got absolutely screwed.
she only really died because she got eaten, and even then that's a story for another time. But yeah, I would think that'd be a really interesting thing to add. Just give her endurance if she's the last one standing, instead of just putting that to her kit, because that would
Maybe
just
they can, in the second unique, they could add type nullification.
oh
Like
oh
yeah, she nullifies typing against Red Gohan. If that
so
would be revealed.
so when she's last woman standing, she gets endurance and then type neutral for what, maybe 20 seconds.
For like 30 counts,
Oh, okay, 30
30
counts.
views. Yeah.
So that way you'll actually be doing legitimate damage if you're fighting against LF Gohan with a yellow unit.
Yeah.
I actually like that. That's actually that again, that very good last woman standing unit. Okay, so with that out of the
Yeah.
way, well, let's get to the two hypothetical uniques. The way we'll do this is I will give you two hypothetical uniques on my end, and then you can provide your two hypothetical uniques on your end, and then we'll consider this card
Uh-huh.
done and said with, and we'll move on to your Bulma. So, for
Your phone one.
yeah,
You
your
are
Bulma.
just get out of here, but yeah.
So, for the third unique for Zenkai, let's say Zenkai level 3. I'm still new to Zenkai. I've only really Zenkai'd 18. So I'm not. I've only done it once, so I'm not really too familiar with what level unlocks what. I think 3 is the one that will unlock the third ability, and then 6 unlocks the fourth ability. Kind of weird. It does not lock to 7 though. I find it really weird. It's not locked to 7, but whatever. Um.
7 is where it increases your strike level.
Uh. Okay.
So basically, for the 7th unique, you get some buffs, and then your strike and blast cost go down to 18.
Oh, okay, okay. I get you. I get you. Okay, so for Videl's third unique, um, I would say probably has to do something with supporting the team. Probably add more defense to female warriors on switch out, just to kind of have that, like, oh, Videl swaps out, the next one coming in gets like a 25% blast or strike damage
I mean, we
reduction.
have seen that in game. If you remember the Red Fury Broly,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, his unique was that applies plus minus 20% to damage received to allied targets on the move for 10 counts upon perform. So yeah, we have seen that. It's possible.
Okay, and because that's for like the first Zenkai ability, and then for level 6. Now hear me out here. Level 6. This is gonna be like the most broken thing if they ever want to do it. Level 6 only. Level 6 only. If you swap in and get hit with a Rising Rush only, you can survive with 1 HP.
Oh boy. I mean, that is something.
That you could add whatever little things here, but I'm just thinking creatively. If you swap out Videl to take a Rising Rush, and she comes in to do her little a cover change, and she gets hit with the Rising Rush, she could survive with 1 HP. It doesn't
That
apply.
would
It does not apply if she's being comboed into it. It only applies if she cover changes into it.
that would either be extremely godly or just trash, depending on the situation.
Well, just think about it this way. We have a unit like Cell that he wants to get hit by a Rising Rush. So it's not like that's out of
Yeah.
the question. So if you hit somebody like Videl, and again, you said a stalling character would be a really good idea for her kit. So if you were to go ahead and throw in a Rising Rush against her, against, let's say, 18, and you swap into Videl, you lose the guessing game, and you survive with 1 health. Pop the main ability, and you got 35, or sorry, 50% of your health back, or whatever they want to give to her, and then you swap out. So it's like, and if you're still sucky with the team, and you end up with Videl at her, last woman standing, you have that endurance to fall back on. So it's like she's designed to take everything, plus the kitchen sink with her. So that like I agree with you. That could either be godly or very 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 lackluster.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty much my two ideas for the two additional uniques. What about you? I'll listen to you on here.
Okay. So for the third unique, I'm thinking plus one card draw speed and plus 50% key recovery until she hits 50% health.
You got more of that health restoring under 50, huh?
Yeah, until she hits 50, so she gets a little bit of pre-match,
Mm-hmm.
she can stall a bit with the key recovery and that. And for the last unique, hear me out here.
Okay.
Plus 100% to damage inflicted when she's last time.
100%.
I mean, I can tell you my reason for it. Okay, I can tell you my reason for it.
Oh, go ahead. Tell me
You
your
look
reason.
at you look at units like Gohan, okay?
Yeah.
The LF Gohan. As a last stand unit, he has what?
He has what? You cut out on me.
Okay, yeah. He has 80, 110, yeah, roughly about 135% damage inflicted as a last stand unit.
Mm-hmm.
The Gohan.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm thinking is, and his stats are also too well. I'm thinking they could make Videl sequences like 190k, which are like, I believe, the highest for Zenkais too, and then make her stats somewhere around 260 to 70 range, and then just straight up give her 150% damage inflicted as last.
What's up with all these last stand units being the best characters in the game?
Because it's to make up. See, Gohan is the best unit of the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And thing with him is, along with being amazing last stand unit, along with being an amazing early fight unit, along with being an amazing support, he is also an amazing tank. He is doing all these things, alright. So I think it makes sense if you want to make Videl do like abysmal damage, not abysmal but okay damage. Early fight to have her do insane damage last time fight.
I see. Yeah.
Like,
The only thing she
it's
doesn't
crazy to
have.
think
Oh, go ahead.
giving her 150% damage is not even out of the question. It's actually insane.
The last thing you need is that he gave her blast armor on a super attack, but that doesn't make sense.
Imagine a human
You know what?
coming at you with a kick and she just deflects her Pila.
It,
A
it,
human.
it would be funny if they actually gave her that ability for her second coming version of her character, because that will happen eventually.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing I would see about that. But yeah, that actually sounds pretty broken. I love it. So, so yeah, that's our opinions on what could work for Videl here. Unless we're missing something else that comes with the Zenkai kit, I think that covers majority of what would be expected, or at least what we would want for Videl. So, yeah, we're gonna move on to Bunny Bulma here. She's a unit that doesn't really get much use unless you're playing a troll team, aka LF Goku with Hercule and Bulma.
I mean, she's somewhat useful if you want to use her with 18, right?
So I have her at 7 stars. I wasn't fishing for her. I believe I was fishing for was it a Great Saiyaman 2? Yeah, I think she was on the Great Saiyaman 2 slash Ribrian banner. I could
No,
be.
I think she was on the Red 18 and those were the
Okay.
might have, Great Seven 2 might have been on the feature package.
Okay, well, we'll be going through here. She holds a super attack card and a blast card. Remember that, everybody, because she is one of two characters in the game that does that. And maybe the reason why
3
she's so.
actually.
Huh?
3 actually.
I thought it was only Bulma and Hercule that held supers.
No, there's also LF feature.
He does. He does.
Yeah.
That's why he has so many. That's why I've gotten used to guessing super attack during Rising Rushes. My success rate has been 60-40 when it comes to guessing that. Okay, so I have her at 7 stars here. She's her only tag is female warriors. She is a support type because of course Bulma supports, and she's green, so she is your not really good defense against Vegeta Blue because she's so fragile. It's quite unfortunate, but there's that.
I mean, to be honest, it's more likely for Blue Bulma to get the Zenkai, but obviously I would prefer Green Bulma.
So her strikes and oh her,
I think I'll start working on 7 starring. I'd rather be ready.
so her strikes and blasts, they both have bullets attached to them, meaning that if you are attacking somebody like Super 17, he can't absorb your bullets, which is something I found really funny when I was playing PvP one day when he was new, because it's considered a solid object. So you got that going for him. So our first bit of discussion here is going to be her rocket launcher, which deals major explode damage, which I believe is very small nowadays. We're getting to what massive
Yeah.
damage now. Deals major explode damage plus 50% or 50% chance to draw a special arts card next upon of activation. That is busted if you had somebody that was stronger than her. So I'll go first here and give my opinion what could change here. So of course I always say add more percentage buff, put maybe a 60 or 80% uh, chance to draw special arts, just to kind of have that guaranteed, almost guaranteed others super attack in hand. Um, but besides that, I would probably say have something that seals. Maybe seal a main ability with your super arts, just so you could it's a support character, so you're not expecting them to do a lot of damage. You expect them to do a lot of gimmicks. So if she hits you with the rocket
Yeah.
launcher,
Overall,
seal that main ability.
I wanted overall, like she's a seductive kind of character, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, go ahead.
So I want her to be debuffing the enemy a lot and supporting. Like that's the overall idea I have for her.
Just debuffs.
I would want her to be defensive, but it wouldn't make sense for her character to be defensive, right?
Hmm. Okay. So I guess we're done with the super arts here. So you want
Not
debuffs?
yeah, she wants to have some kind of gimmick, right? That's the whole character.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Okay.
I think it would be.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So yeah, I was saying I agree with you that she can lock something like the main or blues.
All right. So moving on to green here. Plus 20% to damage inflicted by allies for 20 timer counts. Destroys 2 of your enemy's strike cards. Plus 50% to ally and all enemies. Key recovery for 10 timer
Can
counts.
we talk about how genius this was? Like I was all over this idea. Like she blows a kiss, the enemy gets excited, key recovery. Like that's genius.
you know, I think if we were to go ahead and alter this, the biggest thing that would come up to me is that it needs to have a negative effect on Roshi characters. It just needs to. It needs to lower Roshi character attack damage by like 100%. That would be like the best thing for this Bulma.
God.
Because you're already giving your enemies a key recovery boost by 50% just because you're doing that. If you're fighting somebody like Roshi, like maybe the next Roshi is the Tournament of Power Roshi, that would be an amazing way to counter that character, because like
Maybe we can have something that cancels out the key recovery. -1 to card draw speed. That's what
oh yeah, to make them a little slower on that.
I mean, lowering card draw speed on green is actually, and she does it to all enemies. That would be impactful.
Unfortunately, that's not going to work on characters like Kefla, because Kefla is protected with her draw art speed.
I mean, she's actually not protected because she will be protected if she were to be cancelling Kepler's buffs, but she is not. She is applying a debuff -1 to card draw, so that will cancel it.
Mm. I think if we were to add another thing to Blow Kiss, again, besides Roshi, because it just makes so much sense.
So,
Probably load up a beefed up blast card. Like you do that, and then you get a blast card for free.
maybe she can reduce key on her normal blast card.
That sounds actually pretty good, because you want to at least have her
Like,
stall out.
like a Lepatita, he uses plus 30. That's pretty impactful.
Oh, you got me thinking about a unique ability for her Zenkai, but we'll get to that soon.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, so Surprise Blaster, and she's one of the few female units that actually have an ult, so good on you for that one. Deals major impact damage, gain ability upgrade -100% to enemy sustained cut effects for 5
That's
timer
the
counts.
biggest troll. That's the
Activation.
biggest troll right there. Like, she does 0 damage, so what's the point of doing cut?
Yes. -100%.
0 -100% is 0.
Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade plus 3 to substitution count on hit. That'd be great if she was buddied up with EX Videl, because that's just kind of stalling even more.
Okay, here's what I'm thinking.
Mhm.
You turn it to major, from major to massive, first of all. And then major to massive. Now she'll deal massive impact damage on the ult. And then give her 30% ally, no, 30% ult damage. Like, give her that. And then this 100% sustained damage cut. We could play around that. Like, she could do 100% -100% enemy sustained damage cut for like 30 counts for all enemies. How's that?
Sounds good. I actually have a really devious idea for this. So on hit, plus 100% to critical damage,
Oh boy.
and inflicts paralysis. Remember, it's a one-time use. It's a one-time use. So if you manage to get somebody with paralysis, that is a game changer right there.
I can just make the opponent taste good.
So it would make sense, because if she's supposedly catching the opponent off guard, that's a high transfer critical, if you were to like take into context for that. So that, and also maybe the gun has, or maybe if you want to give it a shot, like maybe 50% chance to inflict paralysis. If you want to give it some type of balance. It's still a
Total, no, I
really good
want
chance.
100%.
It's still a really good chance for that, and unless you're Android 16, you're most likely gonna get hit by that and inflicted with that. So it's a good. I would say that's a good, fair OP ability for Bunny Bulma to have.
I feel like the -100% damage cut to all enemies for 30 hours talking about.
Mm.
That's going to be kind of overpowered when you pair her up with a Like the person would swap out, like let's say to yellow trunks or Android 16. They are not going to get their cut. They're going to get absolutely demolished, and it's for 30 counts.
30 counts. Just cuz. Just cuz.
And while we're at it, this last thing she has inflicted with that you would downgrade +3 to sub count.
Yeah.
Do that, all enemies +10. Basically, Vidal's main. Yes, Vidal.
Oh my goodness, 20 plus 20 sub count.
Oh, good lord.
Bulma hits with this, adds 10 sub count. Videl jumps in, adds 10 more sub count. At that point, why even play the game?
Oh god.
Okay.
Because I'll play the rest of the fight with those characters.
Oh man, it'd be really funny if people started talking about female warriors the same way as regen. You'd be like, man, I don't like playing against female warriors. The games take forever.
I'm not playing against this people.
Okay, so let's get on to main ability. So hers is wait, whoa, timeout, draw, ultimate arts card, surprise blaster next, which goes hand in hand with whatever we just talked about. Plus 30% to ally critical damage inflicted for 30 timer counts. Plus 30% to ally critical
This is
rate.
why, when I was saying support on the ult, this is why I stopped. Like, I remember this was already there. So I say, add the critical rate and damage up to 40.
Okay.
And there's the count up to 60.
What?
Why not, right? Make her the best support in the game and stuff.
I got something here for this. Okay, so she's already buffing the team with crits for a really good lengthy timer count. So, and this is going to be obviously a finisher because you're going to be using the paralysis move. What if this also destroys all strike cards and turns them into blast cards? And the blast cards are cheaper for a little bit, so maybe like 10 counts. Blast cards are 10.
Since she's already reducing her blast cards cost by -3 from her first team. So they're already 16.
So yeah, just make him flat 10 cost 10 blast card, and destroy all your cards. Even if you have one card left, just gives you refreshes you with a new deck of blasts because that's kind of her thing. So that's the only thing I would think. Because
I'm gonna be honest here.
Yeah.
If she gets a Zenkai, I mean, females can use her more than Kefla. Because currently the females meta is like Vegeta family back in the day.
Vegeta family.
All offense, no defense.
Well, no, I think females was more like that before they added EX Videl into the group and Zenkai 18 because they were a major glass cannon, especially if you're running 21 in that group who's not supporting anything else.
I mean, Videl is eventually going to get replaced. Because they always do this with extremes.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first anniversary, they added EX Gen to Lineage of Evil. He was there for a good bit, and then full power Frieza came along.
That's true.
EXs never last. Like they come on, it's very rare. First of all, for them to get on the main setup of the team, but then they're 100% sure that they'll get replaced soon.
They live and die by their gimmick, but I honestly feel like Videl, the EX Videl, the red one, is gonna have a longer shelf life than the purple one, just based on the hacks.
Yeah.
But that's for a different.
Just having your main red unit be an EX is a downfall for the team because not everyone can get a unit at 0.4% full rate.
Okay.
I can imagine the face of that one dude who went in for EX Videl, that one guy, and just kept pulling LF with it.
Okay, so Bunny Bulma's Z ability, it's -10 to special move arts cost and 28% to female warrior base blast attack during battle.
Just to recap, what did we decide on the main ability? I was a bit distracted.
So, if you were to go ahead and come up with a Zenkai Z ability, what would it be?
I mean, 30% to critical damage and 30% to critical rate. That's what it is at base. First of all, heal. I mean, heal is kind of compulsory.
Well, what I mean is,
Like,
because I don't think they ever change the abilities. I just think they just come up with a color and then a tag. So, do you think it's a safe bet that Bunny Bulma will be Green Dragon Ball Saga?
oh, you're talking about the ability.
Yeah, yeah.
Zenkai ability. I mean, yeah, I think she'll be green female.
Green females.
Just
Interesting.
because I have a feeling they will never buff Stardust from the Zenkai ability.
Yeah, who else is a green unit that's a Dragon Ball Saga? I don't think we have one besides her.
I mean, let's see episode Dragon Ball Saga
Hmm.
when green. Chi best unit in the game.
Okay. So
Guardian Chi.
So we're gonna move along here to the unique abilities now. So just like last time, we're gonna go over the first two and then hypotheticals. So I will just read it out and then you can go first. So the following effects occur from battle start until the character is defeated. Big red flag, by the way. Plus 20% to damage inflicted by allies cannot be cancelled. -3 to allies, strike and blast arts cost cannot be cancelled. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade +5 to special move arts cost cannot be cancelled.
So here's what I'm thinking. Make this like be just unique, right? He gives 25% damage inflicted, 50% key recovery. So make her give 25%, 50 key, and then -5 to all arts cost.
Is that it?
Yeah, and she can give key on top out. Yeah, that's it. Nice.
So from what I'm looking at here, I think the biggest change that they should make is they should just get rid of the following effects occur until she's out. I think the effect should always be unconditional. So even if she does go down, this will this will keep supporting the team. Just
That's
cause.
pretty rare. I believe they did this with Goten, the new Goten.
And the other big change is I think they should do something like they did with the free to play 21, which is uh, adding quirks depending on the type of ally that you have. So I don't really have concrete stats in mind, but maybe add more super attack damage to melee units or lower blast cost for blast units even more. Or maybe if another support unit put a green card in their deck right off the bat, that type of thing. Those type of
You know, there's a hidden unique. I mean, hidden gimmick here in this unique
what?
that people don't really care about.
What is it?
It's uh, yes. Oh no, actually wait. I thought this is stackable. I thought the first 5 to special move arts was stackable.
Oh,
Like you can just swap out 4 or 5 times and then special art is 75.
Okay, so moving on to the last unique here. 1 to 3 of the following effects will occur randomly when this character enters the battlefield. 80% chance for 20% to damage inflicted for 20 timer counts. 50% chance to restore an own key by 50. And a 30% chance to gain a Dragon Ball.
Okay, here's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
3 of 3 effects occur upon swapping. 3 of 3. Plus 1000% damage inflicted, plus 100 to key, and then plus 7 times. That's about it, not too wasted.
Wait. Did you add anything to the Dragon Ball part?
Yeah, gain 7 Dragon Balls.
1% chance?
No, 100%.
Hundred
Get all
percent chance.
100% of each of this.
Oh, that sounds busted, bro. That sounds busted.
I mean, guys, I'm really trying not to make a suggestion at the game.
Rising
But
rush
you
every
have to
move.
understand.
Rising rush every move.
That's not too broken, right?
That
Let's say
sounds a
you
little
do
bit
like
too
6
broken.
dashes. I mean, you'll only get like 6, 7 dashes. What are you talking about?
Zenkai 7, no. No. Okay, well, here's what I think looking at this damage kit. I think you have the right idea. I think the execution is going to be another second anniversary Vegeta Blue right here, and we don't want that. So I think they should add keep the 80% chance. They should probably make the key restore a 90% chance just because you need to really fall back on having more key in order to follow up. So
I feel like they should just add the recovery upon swap out to the first unique.
because I think the 30% chance to gain one Dragon Ball is sweet. I think if you want to still have your 7 Dragon Ball win, just make that 10%. Make that 10% chance to get 7 Dragon Balls.
That would still be too going to be really like imagine it's just swap out the first time and you don't get it.
That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. But I guess if you want to nerf it, plus I guess that if you want to nerf it like that, but plus 10% chance to get 7 Dragon Balls, but does half damage when you use Rising Rush. That'd be like
I mean, let's say they don't switch around with the chances. I mean, it is a possibility that you can get all 3 of these accounts right.
hmm
Because like they're 80, 50, and 30. They're not like it's one of the three. Yeah, even in the unique, it says 1, 2, 3, not like one of the
I see. Okay.
three. So let's say
Um.
we don't mess around with the chances. I want the damage to go up to at least 40, right? 40 is acceptable. He is good, and Dragon Balls are good. Just make it go up to 40. That's about it for this.
Okay. So now we're going to be going into hypothetical Zenkai unique abilities. I already have one devious one in mind, but you may go first.
I mean, I need card draw. He needs card draw.
Card draw speed.
Actually, no. More importantly, rather than card draw, have a some sort of permanent damage cut, like I said for Videl, 30% permanent. Because you wanted to be alive, right?
I'm listening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like LF Vegeta, I mean, no, LF Frieza, his whole purpose is to remain alive, right? So he has this unique at his disposal. Restore key, restore health by 10% and key by 30. Reduces damage received by 30%. Cannot be stacked. This is once he swaps out. This is to help him sustain his life because that's the whole point of being on in the battlefield.
Okay. Um.
So they did give something like this to Bulma. Like restore health each time she swaps out and has a 35 damage.
Okay. I have a really devious idea for a Zenkai ability. Or Zenkai unique. Now hear me out here because you're probably gonna like this. Um.
Uh-huh.
Okay. This next one is gonna be reliant on how many green cards you use with Bulma and
Oh, like kind of like ultimate
Yamcha.
Gohan.
No, like baseball Yamcha.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you use 3 green cards within the match,
Mm-hmm.
your key recovery goes up and your card draw speed goes up with Bulma specifically. But if you use 5 green cards, now hear me out on this one. 5 green cards. Uh, you gain the ability to do a special switch cover, which allows you when somebody melees and you swap in Bunny Bulma, you automatically use Surprise Blaster. and and and
You know what would be funny? You
and
know what would
you
be
get a
funny?
Dragon Ball on hit.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
But only if you use
You know
five
what
greens.
would be amazing?
What?
I have the best idea in the world. You know what a special strike cover could be?
What?
He just comes in. Yeah, the opponent's strike is literally on her face, not specific. And then she just faces him like, you wouldn't hit a girl, would you? And
Well,
he just gets knocked back from the sense of guilt.
dude, you gotta admit though, that sounds like an amazing use of green card management for Bulma. Just after she
Yeah.
uses five greens, she can swap. She can pretty much be a Zamasu and use Surprise Blaster, which is
And green
busted.
cards are not difficult to get with it when you pair her up with it.
That's what I think. I think it's the first unique would probably be based all around having green as a way to rack up gimmicks for Bulma, just to make her more of a person you do not want to have on the field. Okay, so for the second unique, what do you have going on here for Zenkai 6?
I feel like, you know how the second and third units are usually very short
Yeah.
with Tenkai units?
Mhm.
So I am thinking like, I was mentioning the LF Vegeta unit, 10% health and then key plus damage cut on swap out. Just copy paste it as a sixth unique and it would be busted.
Oh my goodness, man.
I mean, support unit, she's gonna have Zenkai stats, right? She's going to have Zenkai stats and she's recovering key and she has a 35% damage cut. It's going to be
Okay, okay. I have a nuts level 6 one. You're probably gonna
always.
love this one even more. So at level 6, if the battle, yeah, let's say if the battle goes on for more than 100 timer counts, and Bulma is on the field, she will automatically gain 20% of her health back. You know how like BoJack does after a certain amount of time. It gets
Uh-huh.
20% of her health back, and it inflicts the
Yeah.
enemy with a hand full of super arts cards that cost 99 apiece. And on her side, and on her side, her entire deck gets shuffled out for all super arts that cost 10 apiece. That is so.
That's something.
Just imagine being stuck with super arts, a handful of super arts cards that cost 99 when Bulma's there.
Oh boy.
That's a good way to sabotage the other person from moving entirely. Because let's say if you try doing that to any other card, they could still probably find a way to get around it. But no, you use one
Yeah.
super arts and super arts card, and that's it. Yeah, you're stuck having to go ahead and use and with these other super arts that cost 99 apiece.
Oh boy.
So unless you're Vegito Blue that could destroy one of your cards to fill in the blank, I think that's a really fair thing for Bulma to do.
I mean, that's more of a troll unique since you see that it comes with Pilaf, which is very.
Oh man. Well, I think we've been talking about this for a little bit over an hour. So yeah, these are our
It's
thoughts.
actually been over an hour.
It's only been an
I knew
hour.
it. I knew I wouldn't know how much time. I felt like we'll just have this for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, we did about 30 minutes per character. in terms of our discussion.
uh,
So thank
the
you
finalized
guys.
kit for Bulma.
Yeah, he Jahan
Yeah,
really
the
loves Bunny
finalized kit of
Bulma.
Bulma. Okay. Super. Super gives, yeah, 50%. Yeah, make it instead of major, give it massive damage. Super. Green card, as I said, -1 to card draw. I did on top of all this. And then ultimate 30% art, and then master plus straight to sub count. Please come on, you got to do that. And then main ability, I think they could leave it the same, right? Maybe add a little heal.
Yeah, I still like my idea about using green cards to get a special cover change. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, that's kind of nice. First unique, as you said, 25% damage inflicted by allies. Make the card cost -5 instead of one. And then just add plus 50% key recovery because one. Everybody likes it. The key recovery with all the card draw speed units we have on our team.
That sounds
Third
that's
unit could be the same, except the damage could be 40%.
that sounds like
And
something
then
she should have a
third
long time
unit,
ago.
third unit could be your unit, like how many green cards you use.
Good.
And then fourth could be my LF Frieza unit, which would actually make her busted. Yeah, that's the recap.
Well, that sounds busted. I don't know if we of course take whatever we say with a grain of salt here, but I don't think they'll give us everything we want. But I'll be the first to go ahead and say called it. That one thing that we talked about in that one video, they put in the they
That
put in the
one
card.
thing, yeah, that one little thing that you mentioned, remember?
Yeah. Hey, see how they changed it from
Totally
30 to
predicted it.
45%. We called it.
Maybe we can get into in a similar situation like Koresh. If you didn't know, he made a video on how he wants the Zenkai 7 cooler to operate, and he literally copy pasted his idea.
I wouldn't doubt if for like the minor female warrior units, I wouldn't doubt they'd make him incredibly busted for the sake of enticing people to pull him. Because looking at my deck here, or my main team lineup here, 18 was great on release. She was great, not amazing, but she was great on release. If she was around for a while, Ribrianne, she was good on release.
Busted.
I know
I
people
mean,
thought she was oppressive.
so wasn't she busted?
Hmm.
I mean, the amount of damage what she brought was actually insane back in the day.
Yeah. And then Great Saiyaman
And
2, she was
locking
kind of
in.
meh, but she kind of lasted a long time, like a fair amount of time. I'm not saying she's meta relevant anymore because Eloise is not around as
Okay.
much, but yeah, this is my personal opinion. There might be some bias here, but I feel like a lot of the female warrior units that they release, they make them good enough to last longer as opposed to your common Gokus who
See,
probably get.
Ribrian, I just checked on Ribrian. She gets 110% strike damage in the last time.
There
So
you
this is another proof that 150 is not broken for Videl.
go. Well, we'll see. That doesn't go for every EX character as well because I could tell you Fasha's trash, Red Caulifla is trash. Um,
I mean, Bulma is borderline above crash.
and then Super Trash is EX18 because nobody would want to
I
use
mean,
that.
she's going to get a Zenkai, and I'm really.
I'm not talking about the green one. I'm talking about the purple one.
The purple one?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, the Android's purple.
yeah. And the only thing that keeps EX Pan, or like the original EX Pan, from going in the trash is her main ability. Because she was the first one to restore Vanishing Gauge on main ability.
I mean, just do it with green card pieces.
True, but I mean it was revolutionary, and it still can catch a lot of people off guard. You vanish, main ability, vanish again, and boom, you took priority.
Yeah.
So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. We will have probably another discussion video when these two units eventually drop in 10 years. So We will be
Uh,
waiting, and we will be waiting patiently. Any last things you want to say, Jahan, before we call this a video?
yeah, Blue Bulma. We probably should have done Blue Bulma.
Oh, what's her name? What is her name? What is her
So,
name? No, wait, Bardock
Ben,
and Bardock and who? Bardock and who?
Fasha.
No, no, Fasha was his teammate from the special.
Oh, her Bardock's wife, Genie.
Gine, there we go. Gine. Man, she is so underrepresented that I forgot her name.
She was
Like,
just in the okay, yeah, that one girl in the Broly movie. Okay, cool.
yeah. Honestly, with how Legends has been, yeah, this is being recorded before the Trio de Danger showed up. But yeah, this is, I think, the first game that has those characters in it ever, and I think it's probably gonna be the only game that ever has those specific characters in it.
Rio de Danger. I believe Token has that.
They have those characters?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad then. Well, either way, in terms of getting them voiced in a video game, yeah, I think it's probably them and Gine. If they decide to throw in Gine, I think Legends would probably benefit from it. I would love to put her on our team. She seems like a really sweet
We still
character.
don't have a launch.
Of all things, I have a feeling she's probably going to support Saiyans, not female warriors, if they decide to drop her. That'd be the ultimate
Genie?
kick in the hole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that we. Or maybe they usually do dual tags, right? I mean, even Fasha does male and females on her DL.
Let me double confirm that. Yeah, female warrior and Saiyan. Okay. Well, thank you guys for watching. Before we go on another hour discussing the possibilities of what Gine's set would be, I will call it a part here, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.